welcome back to another episode of We Got Your Mail. It is the weekend, and well, we're pretending it's the weekend. Actually, we recorded this way earlier than this Saturday, but hey, it's Saturday. It's our next episode. Let's get right into these next questions with Amy Newman. How are you doing?
Oh, fine.
So she's not overwhelmed or underwhelmed. She's
overwhelmed.
Name that movie. Okay, so right off the bat, from the first things that came in, it came in from Amazon. Actually, the real Amazon. Actually, the help desk. Actually, so I tweeted out something that I noticed was weird on Amazon Prime. I was watching A Different World with Joy, and every other word or in the middle of the
fiance's name. I'm so sorry. I was like, you're watching it with Joy. Like
I was watching it with Joy, and
in my heart, my soul.
I was so happy. Her name is Joy, by the way. She doesn't like me to say her real name. It's Viola. But anyway, so me and Viola were watching A Different World because that's what we're watching for some reason now on Amazon. And the subtitles just kept saying demo. Every so often, just squeezed in. The sentences didn't make sense. The subtitles were all off. It was very weird. So I just tweeted it out. I said, and I videotaped it, and I recorded on my phone, and I just tweeted. I said something about how some kind of a glitch is happening, and Amazon got back to me. And at Amazon Help, regarding my Different World caption issue on Prime, they said, "Hello, we're sorry for your experience with the subtitles. Could you please let us know which season and episode you're seeing this on?" HJ. I don't know what HJ stands for. I don't know if that was the initials of the guy who was talking to me, or if that was the help job.
Well, it does stand for Hail Jeff.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And,
they have to hail Jeff Bezos at the end of it, but he likes to keep it cash.
I just got that. Hail Jeff. What if that's really what it meant? Oh my God. Hail Jeff. Oh my God, you really have it in for Jeff Bezos. I am not going to unsee that. I feel like now people please tweet at Amazon now and ask, "Hey, Amazon Help, does HJ stand for Hell Jeff?" No, it's Holly Jackson. That's who was anyway. But that's funny. That was the message that I got from. Thanks. Now I got they responded to me. I was gonna go into this whole spiel, and now all I can see is Hell Jeff. Thanks. That's all. That is awesome.
Did you follow up? Like, are you helping them fix their caption?
Look, I told them what season I was watching, but then after I did it, I felt like, why the hell should I do your job for you? This is your scan your episodes. I mean, like, if you got a glitch in there, fix it. Who was putting the word demo in every sentence anyway? Why do I have to do your job for you, Amazon? You got over $1 trillion. Why do I have to scan your purchased episodes of A Different World? But that's just how I felt about it. What do you think? Should I help him out?
I know you meant about the demo in A Different World. I'm like, I think you're the only person who has an opinion.
It was just weird. I mean, it's just something that Joy noticed. Like, why is that word demo in every? And I wonder if the reason why they really need to know is because they're like going to be pissed off at the people who own the rights to A Different World. Hey, assholes! When you sent us the closed captioning text, it had the word demo through it. I wonder if there's going to be like a huge lawsuit. And I wonder if there is, I should give royalties for this. I just feel like I should get paid for catching this. That's just how I feel about it. And so. That's just something minor that just happened. But anyway, that's small potatoes. What's the next question that came up?
We have a T3Medias poll that asked, with everything going on with the protests and tension in America, was Chelsea Handler's Netflix special just in time to talk about these issues last year?
That poll, by the time I think it might still be up by the time you guys are seeing this. It might be a day left, maybe a couple hours left by the time this airs. But it's at 50-50. 50% of people said yes, 50% of people said no. Did you ever see that Chelsea Handler?
I missed that one. It came out last year?
Came out in like December or November. It was what was it called? Something that Netflix special called Dear White People or something like that. It was a special about her calling out her own privilege. I mean, when she left. She talked about her growing up and when she lived with a black family for a while, and recognizing like where she is today versus where she was then. It was a really good good story. So I checked it out and I enjoyed it. I might have to watch it again because in light of what's going on now, it's pretty interesting. So I thought that maybe, you know, she was pretty ahead of the curve for that, but that's just how I saw it. But if you haven't checked it out, I recommend it. It's about like an hour or an hour and a half. I don't think it's episodic. I think it's like a movie, almost like a documentary, but it's a pretty good good documentary.
I'll check it out. I will cast the tie-breaking vote and let you know.
Let us know. All right. The next thing that came up, let's see, was it Juice Talkies on YouTube regarding your 365 DNI review? Sexy perfume ad, LMAO, laughing my ass off. Spot on. Yeah, I thought that was one of the few good things going for the movie was the visuals and the moody lighting. Those erotic moments were definitely convincing as well. But wow, you hit on something I even forgot to mention, and that was the whole entire side of sex trafficking. Now I'm really angry. Haha. I don't think I've seen anyone touch on that key point. Great review and insight here, Amy. So
thank you so much.
There was so you touched on something that no one else, everybody else was all like, and he grabbed her by the neck and pulled her in. It was pouring from the shower, and I was like, I wish this would happen to me. And then you were the only person like, what?
Why do they keep talking about sex trafficking 12-year-olds? I don't know. I understand that was, as I said, that's the important thing we should be talking about. This movie is not the platform to do it. Literally. Like the first line.
Did you rewind that? Did they just say that?
The first line of the movie. They
never circled back. They never circled back.
I have my notebook, and I wrote. I was just like, why are they? I just wrote sex trafficking young girls in the first 30 seconds, barely 12. I hate this. And a sad face. Because again, I'm not trying to belittle that. That's an important thing that we need to discuss and do more things about.
And they just glossed over.
That's not what the movie was about. It was just a thing they brought up like twice, I guess, to prove that he wasn't a sex trafficker. So even though he was assaulting this poor woman, it could be worse. I don't know, but I'm glad. I helped open someone else's eyes to how upsetting that was.
Oh my god! You thought my rant about Beyonce was something. Do not get Amy started on that whole plot hole about, like, I felt it in your reviews. Like, they mentioned it for a hot second and never really came back to that whole thing. Did anybody
like, now are you horny? And I was like, God, no! Like, I cannot. No.
Oh my God. I'm just going to probably just pass on watching. I was thinking maybe I should check this out. I'm like, nah, you know what? Maybe not.
I was trying to explain it to my mom. She was like, why did he make you watch this? I was like, Mom, I'm fine.
Is everything okay at T3Medias? Oh my God, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. I would have watched it for you. I'm sorry if I didn't know that it was going to be that horrible. I apologize. I was going for the views. Let's go to the next. What's the next thing? Another T3Medias poll that I had up on the Twitters is what is the best season of Marcella? So for those of you who don't know, I just released earlier this week the recap and the ending explained for the third season of Marcella. I love this series. I love this character. Was it Anna? And how do you say her last name? Pharrell. Who plays a detective who kind of suffers from who suffers from like multiple personalities, like schizophrenia. She has these blackouts where she does things and she doesn't even realize what she's doing. And in the middle of, she's either hurting somebody or she's solving the crime or planting evidence or something, like they're making everything worse, and she doesn't realize what's going on right away. And it was very dark, very intriguing, and I loved her from past TV shows. So when I saw that she was back on this in a Netflix season, this Netflix series, I was from the very first season, I was immediately blown away, and I stuck with it, and was happy that this third season that just dropped, and I'm looking forward to hopefully another season from this. By the way, I mentioned that on Twitter, and Anna Farrell herself liked it. She gave me a little shout out on Twitter. I don't know what it's gonna do. I tried to double down on it, and it's like, hey, Anna, now that I got your attention.
Never works.
Never works. They're like, quit being so thirsty, and blocked. But so that's all that's going on. So
what was the poll?
What was the poll? So I should have been looking that up. What's going on with that? I said,
I'm sorry, I have on my own weight here. I'm just like, tell me about this show I don't watch.
But you haven't watched that.
I did not. It sounds really interesting. You won me over on it. You also texting me about it while I was watching 365 Days. So I was like, anything sounds good. So the question was, what was the best season so far of Marchella? And out of everybody who's voted, no one voted for season 1. There's a couple of votes for season 2, but as of right now, season 3 is winning, is at 43%. Season 2 is at 29%, and I have not watched season 3 yet, is at 29% as well. But I'm going to have to agree. I don't think I voted on this myself, but if I was to vote, I'm going to have to know. I'm probably going to be a season 2 guy. I think season 2 was their best season. I'm starting to have my issues with season 3, but I'm not ready to go there yet. I'm still letting it sink in. Mm-hmm. But maybe I'll explain that a little later. But I think season 2, as of right now, it might change tomorrow, but as of right now, if I was to vote, I would say season 2 is my favorite. But right now, season 3 is everyone's favorite. It's probably because it's the latest one. Fresh in their minds, yeah. Let it sit, because there's some things that I had an issue with. But you have to check out the review, my ending explainer, to know about that. Well, not you. I'm talking about this. You need to watch the show, season 1. Go check that out. And I hope your mom doesn't get mad at me for making you watch that too, because there's some hot scenes in there too. But, you know. It wasn't that she was fan of it. I don't want to talk about it. All right, we're moving on, Chris. Let's just power forward. What's the next thing? I think we're on the 5th. What's the 5th topic, or the 5th question or comment? Looks like we got Pharoah Finale on Hartley Sawyer saying, I like your guys' content, and she's kind of cute, and he has good energy. All right. Why is it that I never get the he's kind of cute? And, you know, I don't know, but it sounds like I have a gentleman caller. Mama. It's like, well, Pharoah. Someone on the YouTube said I was kind of cute. I love the half compliments. I love when people can't even double down. Yeah, good energy. I mean, like not great energy. That's good. His energy's good. I've done worse. Like, thanks. Did we get a sub? That's what I'm curious about. Did we get a sub from that? I feel like that's what he was saying to himself on his phone. It's like, he's got good energy. She's kind of cute. I'm thinking I don't know why I feel like that's exactly what happened. You better have. Better have. All right, Pharoah, we were watching you. Pharoah, or was it Pharoah Finale? And totally off subject. We were talking about Hartley Sawyer and what he said on Twitter. He's picking up what we're putting down. I don't have the energy to be mad at more things right now. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right about that. If you like it, I love it. All right. The next one came from Mike Nelson from YouTube on celebrities, the Hallpass topic that we talked about. I think that was on Why Is That Trending, that video. Oh, yeah. And I guess he gave his 2 cents on who he would put on his list. It was Katt Dennings. Katt Dennings. I'm sorry, I said Kate. Katt Dennings. Easily my number 1. Katt Dennings. Like, okay. You know.
I know. Okay, I know the name, but you know me. I'm bad with I'm no faces, but
not her face. You'll remember.
You can't. No. I would officially like to revise my list. Forgot about Katt Dennings. How do I forget about Thor? I'm not allowed to have Katt Dennings on. I've kind of talked about her too much on a couple episodes of Two Broke Girls. So
we all have that one. Oh, I remembered mine.
Not her facial remember.
I forgot this when we were. I'm like, there's some major celebrity that I'm like missing.
Besides Taika Waititi?
Yeah. It's real middle-aged mom of me.
Okay.
I love me some Josh Groban.
Josh Groban?
Yeah. The You Raise Me Up guy?
From the who?
He's a singer.
Josh Groban. I'm seeing him right there. There he is. Josh Groban.
I feel like we'd get along. If Eric's watching, he's very mad.
Dad glasses?
Oh yeah, dad glasses.
Okay.
I like what I like. Don't yuck my yum.
Yeah, exactly. Don't yuck my yum. There's another YouTuber that says that. I gotta start saying that more.
All the middle-aged moms in the country. We love us some Josh Groban. He's talented. He has a sense of humor.
All right, so we'll see what was next. The seventh one was there's another T3Medias polls. Growing number of people who are saying that Warner Brothers is not consistent with the reasons that they've hired and fire actors with past controversial content on their Twitter feed. Like if you fire #Sawyer, then why hire James Gunn, Warner Brothers? And why did Ezra Miller not get fired for the choke slam that he did on some woman at a bar? So I mean, it's totally not consistent. So I did a poll. I thought I did a poll on that one. I'm gonna have to double check. But do you agree with that question though, Amy? I mean, like Warner Brothers let go of their TV actor as we talked about last week, but the same studio. This is the same studio who hired James Gunn after Disney fired them for like similar stuff for past controversial tweets.
I guess. I don't know. I do feel like you got to hold yourself to whatever that standard is. But it does start raising questions of like, well, I'm sure they have their reasons that they're justifying it as. Was what Hartley Sawyer said a little worse or a little more offensive in some way than what James Gunn said? I try not to spend too much time looking at those kinds of, oh, here's this awful thing he said. I do know there was some stuff with the James Gunn incident where it was like kind of some right-wing trolls trying to pull that info out. So maybe that had, but maybe some of it is this guy's a really hot director right now and I couldn't tell it. And like pulling him in for this movie would actually just be a good pick and he's talented. And I couldn't have told you who Hartley Sawyer was. Like, unfortunately, it does feel like that influences the decision.
That's 100% agreed.
A bigger star than Hartley Sawyer. Like,
100%.
I'd like to think they have other reasons, but
I mean, if this was just a standard HR department kind of a situation, it's like, and if they were all under oath, they'd be like, "Can you explain to us why you felt that what Sawyer did was a more fireable defense than, and you hired Gunn under, even though he had the exact same controversy, and you didn't fire an actor who was on videotape putting his hands on a woman, a fan, and or whatever, I mean, fan or not, it doesn't matter, at a bar, and nothing happened. I mean, where is your line? At least explain where your line is.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking. But the questions so on the poll that I did, and by the time you guys are reading, it's already closed off. But as of right now, it was, the first question was fire them all. I mean, the answer was fire them all, hire them all, only fire Hartley, only fire Miller. So right now, the what's polling the highest is hire them all at 36%. Only fire Hartley and fire them all were tied at 27%. And only fire Miller was 9%. So the more people are like, no more of this, I guess, cancel culture stuff. Let's let them all work is pretty much, I guess, what we're getting from this poll. It was hire them all. Oh, let's a couple hours left as of right now. It's like 11 hours left as of when we recorded this. But that is interesting that it would even be that close. I would think that, to me, I thought that if you were to ask me, I thought that fire them all would have made more sense. But then nobody wants James Gunn to be punished, and no.
I am starting to see more and more backlash, though, of like, let people make an apology and move on if it wasn't
right. It was so long ago. Because you cannot tell me that you did not know about such tweets when you hired him. They were there before he even started on the show. And then because a fan found him, he's like, oh, thanks for the 3 seasons, you're fired. It just didn't, I don't know. That's just me. I don't know.
Again, it's all like a really weird gray area that I'm like, every time I hear someone's argument on that is one of those things where I do kind of keep going, I don't know.
I don't know what to say. It's like, well, James Gunn did the same thing, but why did you fire me? Oh, the producer didn't like you. That makes sense. That's probably what it is. He probably just didn't have a friend in high places, but I don't know. Let us know what you guys think about that. That was what was that? That was number 7. Moving on to the 8th one.
Would you like to do the honors?
What? Yeah, sure. If you don't mind, if you want me to do it, I can do it. Oh, I can. Oh yeah, I think I. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, so at Babble on Girl tweeted out. By the way, that Amy's review is trash. This is in regards to your 365 days movie review. Amy's review is trash. I want to see people review action movies and say he killed all those people. This was not okay. LOL. This is an erotic movie that's being ethically dissected while thousands of movies show horrendous violence and we clap. I give up. Kind of feel like Babylon Girl was just babbling on and missing the point, but I'll let you go. What do you think? What do you have to say to Miss Babylon Girl?
First of all, I'm not trying to yuck your yum. All right. If you enjoyed the movie, more power to you. If that fruits your loops, enjoy. I
tickles your pickle.
Whatever funky's your monkey, man. But I feel like my issue was not, don't tell me I'm ethically dissecting. I was not ethically dissecting the sex in the movie. I have no issue with an erotic movie being erotic. Those are basically softcore sex scenes. I had no issue with them. They were hot. I said that in the review.
You got them. I'm sure you have them still keyed up and freeze framed on Netflix right now. The second.
Listen, it's been a long time. Chris, let me live. But if we're getting into things like sexual assault, sexual abuse, child trafficking, those are not themes I'm comfortable with in a movie. To me, that instantly kills the mood of the sex scene of, yeah, he's grabbing her and touching her in a way that I get it. It's hot. But my brain keeps going, I don't know if she's okay with that. And that's uncomfortable for me. I was talking to my boyfriend about this movie, and I'm like, it raises a really interesting question of how do we make stories and make erotica about things like power dynamics and about sort of blurred consent lines, because those are turn-ons for people. Those are things that people want to see. So I don't know how you make those movies without it feeling like an ethical, icky area. Mm-hmm. And there are people probably smarter than me who are trying to answer those questions. So I like, as much as I'm like, okay, whatever. I also understand. I get that it is frustrating to feel like I liked this. I don't need to have my ear talked off. I'll also say, if you like it, don't watch a review for it. You know what you like, live your life. That's great. I partly wanted to put that review out there because I was like, I'm uncomfortable. I know plenty of women who will be far more uncomfortable with this movie than I was, or far more triggered by things in this movie than I was. So to me, it's important that that is out there. Maybe that's part of it, that we're not billing this as just a sexy erotic movie. It's like, hey, if you're comfortable with this, have fun. If you're not, this is not the movie for you. For me, it was an instant turnoff. For her, it wasn't. Again, like what you like. I'm not attacking you personally.
I feel like she was all like, you just don't get it.
I guess I didn't.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet as of when this was recorded. Maybe after I finished this recording, maybe I went ahead and watched it, and maybe I'll have the same opinion. Maybe I won't, but I probably will have the same opinion. If there's a, I'm curious if anybody has read any. Well, there's only a Polish version, right, of the books.
Yeah, they haven't translated it.
If it's, I wonder if it's mentioned later, and if that's going to be the undertone. That I'm sure these two are probably going to turn into superheroes by book 3, and maybe solve this big bad issue or something like that.
I don't think there's good. Spoiler alert.
You don't think that?
Turn it off if you're going to watch this movie. There's not going to be a sequel.
Well, there's 3 books, but maybe the 3 books are about 3 different people.
It gotta be, because.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch this movie now.
the twist. I saw someone comment like, "Yeah, I hated the ending because it wasn't like." I'm sorry. Was I watching this to get off or to be sad? Like, what am I doing?
There's too many emotions here. I can't be horny then sad. Okay, that's my real sex life. Right. That was great. It's so hot. But I don't know. I'm gonna probably have to check it out now. But yeah, you're right. That's a huge plot hole of that you can't bring something like that up and then not mention it again for the rest of the movie. I mean, well.
Oh, good. We have more. I think we have one more about this, and then I'm never talking
about this again. All right. So let's go to the next question.
Yeah, Proxima Midnight, James from Movie Addiction FBG said, "Hey, what's up? I enjoyed the film. It was different. Didn't mind the sex scenes. If you've seen Nymphomaniac Volume 1 and 2, then you should be fine. I have not. And based on your review, I will not." But again, glad you liked it. Not here to tell anybody else what to enjoy. If we all like the same thing.
Not gonna yuck your yum 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 yum. I have seen those 2 movies. They were hot. I mean, it's basically it's about it's the Hemsworth father. What's his the father of the Hemsworth brothers? That Hemsworth, the original Hemsworth. He's like some kind of like a therapist, or he's supposed to, he's a good guy, and he finds this woman. She's all like I don't know if she's been abused or beaten up, but in the beginning of the movie, she's almost like a wounded animal. Like, don't touch me, don't, like, men have been doing this to me all my life. And she didn't. I think he's like some kind of a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and he just has a conversation with her, like, look, I don't want anything from you. I don't want that, And then she talks about growing up with that problem, being a nymphomaniac, and tells this whole story. So it's a woman who's just letting it all out, just letting this you're just getting her whole story, and it's some crazy scenes in there, man. And it's mostly about her dealing with, she's bearing her soul to this guy, but at the same time doesn't trust him, because throughout the whole movie, she's like, every man has only wanted that one thing, from me, and things like that. And he's, through the whole movie, he's like, no, just keep telling me your story, just eat something, have something to eat, just be comfortable, and she just bears her soul. And there's 2 parts to it. It's 2 movies. It's a part 1 and a part 2. It wasn't maybe you would like it better than 365, but maybe not. I don't know. But yeah. It's one of those. It's another one of those movies where it's all like half of the audience was all like, "Ooh, look how hot it was," and the other people were like, "That's kind of sad."
Yeah. Well,
one of those situations there.
Glad people enjoy it. Up next, we got Liz Mr. One on YouTube saying, "This show is my female equivalent of Luther with Idris Elba. Lots of similarities. London, sketchy stuff that they're involved in, crumbling personal lives, amazing intertwined mysteries. I agree that these with Sherlock are my top favorites of all time. I love the BBC." I'm assuming that's discussing your Marcella.
No, more Marcella. And this I think this is the no, I think it might have been the next person that kind of made fun of me because I think I said something like that during my Marcella review, maybe last year. I said something about I love the BBC, and then people now they're kind of like making fun of me because they're getting the little joke out of me saying that. So I had to laugh with them. So it was kind of funny. I'm like, yep. I get it. I get jokes, but when they brought up the similarities between Marcella, a show that I've watched, and Luther, a show I have not watched at all. I have not seen Luther, and maybe I will now. Now that if they're that similar, then this is probably a show that I need to. A lot of people have been saying, Chris, you need to watch Luther. Everybody, Luther. It's one of Elba's best shows that he's one of the best things he's ever done. So I'll probably have to catch up to it. If it's right there on the same level as or better than Marcella, I'll check it out. But that was the thing that it reminded me. That was what I tweeted out to Anna Farrell. I asked her about, is there any chance of a crossover? But I said, two things. I'm freaking out that you liked my post. Thank you so much. And B, can I ask you, for my viewers, people are comparing Marcella with Luther, played by Idris Elba, if there's any possibility of a crossover, even though I know the answer is no. But I'm just asking for the people who want to ask. How would you imagine something like that? And I got no response. And I'm probably not going to get a response.
Never go back for the set. Once you get the like, you say, thank you.
That's it. That's it. How does that song go? Oh, you like me? That's fine. Okay, bye.
Also on the Marcella train, we have Alvin Tondereau on YouTube saying, I know everything there is about the BBC. Could you imagine a Luther Marcella spinoff or limited series? So I feel like, again, just
that was the question that I asked her. I guess I got ahead of the next question, but yeah, but that's the person that was making fun of me about my comment about I love everything about the BBC. So I think they were picking on me about that a little bit, but it is what it is.
We also have Amanda Forsyth saying she would not have to rewatch season 2 because of the recap video. So you're doing good work. Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is what happened when I began watching season 3 of Marcella. I was looking for a recap. There's usually right when you start episode 1.
Figured out.
Yeah. There was no recap. Usually when you start a new season,
no American thing.
And I was like, okay, maybe there was a glitch. Maybe I accidentally hit fast forward or something. So I stopped it and I went to more and trailers, and because usually they'll throw it in there with the trailer. Nothing. There was no recap at all. So I had to go to my own recap, and I have to watch myself talk about that. And I was like, okay, I remember. And I have to say, yeah, I agree with all you guys. I did a real good job with that. I probably butchered this recent recap.
And you used your stage name, Amanda Forsyth, to write yourself that mail.
Exactly. That's my dark passenger. That's what, like that Dexter. That's my alias. Exactly. So that was me thanking me for being me.
And you also relogged in as Problemmatist on YouTube, saying, I did not expect the Pushing Daisies shout out. Such a gem. Really helped me refresh my memories for season 3. So no one, I want to watch this show, but I'm also concerned by how many people are like, I don't know what happened. I'm not very smart, Chris. This might be hard for me.
For what? You don't know what you're afraid of what happened?
What happens on the show?
Well, I mean, if you're binging season 1, 2, and 3 like back to back, you'll be fine. I mean, go.
You have nothing going on right now.
Yeah, you'll be fine. But it's each season is 8 episodes. It's a pretty quick binge, and it's very, very good.
I forgot about that. About BBC shows, everything's like 20 minutes long.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I was very good. But it's a BBC show, but it's produced by Netflix. So I remember I thought that too. I was like, is it going to be one of those British shows where the first episode is like 3 hours long? It's like, no, they did it in a traditional, was just 1 hour format. But so,
they always have like 5 episodes.
Yeah, 5 episodes. But yeah, it's 8 episodes, 1 hour each, and it's pretty good. But this person was happy that I was one of the only people that gave a shout out for pushing. That's how I got introduced to Anna Farrell. I watched that TV show Pushing Daisies.
That was great.
I love that show. I wanted it for a season 3 or a movie or something.
Yeah.
I still feel like they should do it, but it's been too long.
Yeah.
I don't think they can do it now. But it's this one scene where it was, who was the lady that was on the show? The singer. She's the short blonde.
Kristen Chenoweth.
Yes, I remember one scene where her and Anna were like they were sabotaging or burning down the competition's building or something like that, and it was like because the competing pie company messed with their sign and said the sign. What was it called? The pie hole. It was what the store was called, and then they messed with the sign and made it say the pie hose. And they got revenge, and they went back and they did something to their store. And Anna and her looked at each other and said, "Don't mess with the pie hose." That was just one of those things that's been burnt in my memory, and ever since then, and then I've been a huge fan of both of them. So, Pushing Daisies, it rocks.
And our last, we got your mail of the evening. We have "Speak the Funk Up Me" on Seth Rogen saying. Seth Rogen is an idiot. I used to like him. Telling your Instagram followers, fuck you. I mean, really, these people pay your bills and you're biting the hands that feed you. And Ronnie Hessen also said, if you think any celebrity cares about anyone outside their gated community, I've got some oceanfront property in Nebraska I'd like to talk to you about. Yeah,
that was very clever from both of you guys. For the first guy, it was clever. It was brave, and I appreciate Seth for speaking his truth to the power that be, which is your fans, that you know, the hand that feeds. Are you? It's just the weirdest thing. Like it's just like what Eminem used to go through when he was the biggest star in the world. Like, hey, I see that you're having lunch with your daughter and everything, but this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. I buy your CD. You know, I'm in a sign my autograph. Give me your autograph. Sign your autograph. Give me the. You know, they don't owe you anything. They put out the music or they put out the movie or whatever it is, and you go and watch it. You either you like it or you hate it. Or you either like their acting. You know, that's it. That they got it's their job. They were hired to do their job. They did their job. They're producing movies now, or whatever the situation is, and it's up to you whether you like. But if you're saying I don't like this person because of their personal political beliefs or what they decide to say to their fans who they don't agree with on a issue that's that important, like that's a you problem, dude. I don't politically agree with what's his name, Clint Eastwood, as the I don't agree politically with him. Am I gonna stop? Do I watch his movies when they come? Hey, that fucking great director. This is some good ass movies. I'm gonna still watch them because and the whole thing about these celebrities in there, I hate this. You're in their gated communities. They don't care about us.
They're fucking artists. Of course they give a shit about people. Like, maybe not all of them. I'm sure some of them are assholes.
I'm sure some of them are dicks, but you know why some artists have to live in these gated communities? You know why? Because of people like that.
Yeah.
That's why they have to live in that gated community, because they know some dude's gonna knock on their door. Entertain me, clown.
Yeah, but like truly, I know there are celebrities out there who are assholes and whatever, but truly, like someone was talking about, like, why does it feel like so many celebrities are more liberal, are speaking up about that? And it's like, because you don't try to go into comedy or the arts if you don't care about the human condition on some level. If you don't, and the whole like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. To me, I just look at that and go, hey, Seth Rogen's going to be fucking fine. Yeah. He told what? Maybe max 100 people to fuck off. If those people never watch his movies again, he's going to be okay. And B, that's not about biting the hand that feeds you. That's, I don't want you as my fan. Fuck off.
That's setting the record straight.
Human decency doesn't register as a necessary fight for you. I know I wouldn't want someone feeling like, oh, I get this person, if me saying, hey, I care about this huge injustice happening in the world was something that made them that angry.
Yeah. It's like I used to think that the 40-year-old virgin was funny, but now that he's against me, like, you know, waving my Confederate flag, I'm just gonna have to rethink the how hilarious that movie. But like, come on, dude, what? He's just setting the record straight on who he is and where he stands.
Yep.
Doesn't change. If you laughed at, like, do you feel guilty now that you laughed at his movie? Like, look at the last movie he did with Charlize Theron. The very first scene, he was playing an undercover, like, he was pretending to be a white supremacist so he could get the dirt on the white supremacist group so he can out them and expose. I mean, he's pretty clear where he stands on these things. I mean, I think he's in real life he's Jewish as well. So why would he stand for or with any of that stuff? I mean, so I don't know. I used to like him. I used to be a fan of him. I mean, you weren't probably a real like Seth Rogen fan. You just thought that the characters that you played were funny, and they can still be funny because those characters aren't. You can still enjoy those silly characters and not agree with Seth Rogen.
Or don't watch his movies, and he'll still be fucking fine.
Yeah, he'll still be fine. Yeah.
For every person who did that, there's me going. You know, I never considered myself a Seth Rogen fan. He can make really funny movies sometimes, but it's like that tipped me over the edge of like, I have a shit ton more respect for that person for standing up for what's right and holding true to his values right now.
You know what? I was accused of fake laughing. Okay. It's hard for me to sincerely like over the top laugh or hearing the same joke over and over and over again. I was not fake laughing. But I tell you where I was dying laughing because I read it for the first time on camera. Was the part where for the first time I read him say, "Stop watching my," I'm like, "Fuck you, stop watching my movies." That was real as hell. Maybe after hearing "fuck you," because I knew it was coming. It wasn't as funny, but I thought the situation was funny.
Fuck you and your dad really got me. I don't know.
Oh yeah. You and your dad, stop watching my movies. Delete my DVD, like something like turn it. Like it was just the balls to be like, I don't care if 100% of my fans are like this. I'm going to say it to that, and that's the stand that he was. I was laughing at the fact that he was taking that stand. So that's what I was really laughing at. But all right, guys, that's the show. Like I said, if you want to send every time you send your questions, your comments to us on the channel or to us on social medias, we might answer them right here on We Got Your Mail. So just keep them coming at T3Medias, and every Saturday we will respond to them, or we'll respond to one of them on every episode of Talking to the Medias on Wednesday. But I'm Chris Fagan. You can catch me on Twitter, probably cursing out anybody who won't take that stand with me on Twitter at Chris Fagan 1980. Amy, where can people find you online?
I'm Amy Newman. You can find me at amy.n.newman on Instagram, or amy_n_newman on the Twitter, or just in my home trying to emotionally recover from 365 days.
I knew that was coming. or me at home trying to walk back my my love for BBC that I mentioned and that people took totally a different way. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So
we got a good week ahead of us. Yeah, this weekend.
Until next time, guys.
Yes, you have to just throw physics and everything out of the window, and yeah, you definitely have to turn the brain off. It's like what this guy said earlier. He said it's pretty much for like a Michael Bay movie, but a little bit better than a Michael Bay movie.
But shots fired.
Exactly.
I'm gonna reach over all this.